The Ethereum price has been falling for weeks along with crypto in general because the US dollar has been booming towards the upside. But right now, the US dollar is starting to decline. Is the US dollar going to break below these lows and continue to punch further? I think so, and that is super bullish for Ethereum and Bitcoin in the short term. Guys, before we dive into the crypto charts, I want you to look at the US dollar, DXY. Basically, this high was pretty much the highest it had been for like 20 odd years, right? And then it rolled out the top of this pattern. And now we've got into an area and something very significant has happened. We've had this fall, we've now pushed up into this area. But what we've had that looks very promising for me is this bullish break into this area and then this very aggressive sell-off. We're now retesting this zone and it wouldn't shock me at all if we're about to break through this zone and fall a good few more percent. Yeah, that's like 1% on the DXY, but the DXY is massive, guys. So that could well see a bit of good push happening in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest of the crypto market. Also looking into the US 30, something else that's very interesting. The US 30 moves with crypto most of the time, as long as you don't have an FTX party in the middle of it all. You can see that we are testing this high, breaking beyond that tie, and we're going to be looking at a double bottom and a very big push. The US 30, which ultimately is more bullish for crypto because crypto, obviously, again, risky assets go hand in hand. Now, before we jump into the Bitcoin chart, I just want to bring you this post from a crypto rover, good YouTuber recommended. You can see that every time Bitcoin is falling below this 1,000-day daily moving average, these have been good accumulation zones. Guys, if in doubt, zoom out when it comes to crypto, basically looking to buy right now. Every time we've got into these zones in the past, we've come out of them. You can't go far wrong buying below this with the anticipation that at some point it's going to be back beyond this. And at the moment, that's then looking at around $32,000. And obviously, if we break beyond that, guys, we're going to go way beyond that. In my opinion, not financial advice. Go away and do your own research. Right, jumping back then to our trusty faithful, the Bitcoin USD. Okay, so Bitcoin obviously makes the moves and Ethereum looks into it. What we've got is a symmetrical triangle. We broke out of that this morning. This is on the 4-hour chart. And now we're kind of pushing down into this zone. We also have a very interesting accumulation zone here. Now, breaking below this, we'll see Bitcoin falling again to around this 15,570. I think right now, because of what we're seeing in this area, we realistically could be seeing a pump. Whether we see a pump in the shorter term, unclear. But ultimately, we still have to break beyond this kind of like high range through here. Now, if I tidy up this chart, guys, if we see Bitcoin bounce out of here and maybe have a push like this, because, this could just be a nice squeeze to get some of the buyers out and then get shorters to come in and then have a short squeeze towards the upside. Okay, so there needs to be a bit of drama happening in these charts for anyone to be able to do anything trading wise right now. I think realistically a push out of this zone to around $17,000 is coming in the next few days. And if we're able to get up there, I think realistically we could be pushing up towards the 18K, maybe even higher, guys. That does not mean that we are moving into a bull market, but we could realistically see something like this. We may even get up there and stick up there, but we'll have to see what happens. And what you've all been waiting for, guys, the old faithful, the Ethereum chart. If you are one of those people who only is here to look at the Ethereum chart right now and skips through just to look at the Ethereum chart, guys, go back and look at the DXY and everything else I've talked about. It's so much more important than just what's happening on the Ethereum chart, because sometimes the Ethereum chart is not so clear, but all the other ones make it very clear what's going on. Now, much like Bitcoin, we have a very similar looking pattern. Actually, this is looking pretty nice. Now, what you can see is this accumulation zone here, guys. So every time we have a big push up, we have a little bit of a jiggle to the side, and then we push up through. What's very nice about this one is we had this hold here, and then we push down below it. Now, what I want you to think about, what many people would tell you, is that this previously was a line of support, and because we've broken under it, we're now retesting it as resistance, and we're going to push further. That's not necessarily the case, guys. This is just representing a liquidity zone. Doesn't represent anything other than that, a liquidity zone. So if you can't fill your liquidity here, you push the price further into a liquidity zone until you can finish filling up that order, okay? Supply and demand trading, rather than doing what all the retailers are doing and selling here, thinking that it's going to go further. It might go further. I could be wrong. And realistically, I think it's going to hold in this area. If it doesn't hold here, guys, then we're looking down to the next one, which will be about here. and then you would potentially see a further bounce here. Who knows? Okay, but we can only play it as we go. Realistically, what I'm expecting to happen here is a push out of this zone to at least this level, back in line with that previous low. If we're then turning over here, then we would be putting in two shoulders, head and shoulders pattern, at which point we could well see a revisit towards this area of what, $1,000, $1,080, which from current prices you're looking at 8.6%, but that's obviously depending on what happens in Bitcoin. If, however, we are bouncing here and we're able to push higher, then I think we're going to be retesting these levels of 1279, which will be about 9%. Now, I get it, guys. You're looking at me going, well, you just said you could go up or down. I get it. So let's have a look. What is the most likely scenario? Well, in terms of most likely scenarios, depending on what time frame you look at, are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Obviously, on a much larger scale, guys, we're in a downtrend, quite obviously. But in the shorter scale, technically, we have now our low, a higher low. Okay, so as long as this higher low holds, then theoretically, we're going to be pushing higher into this area, which I think is the more likely thing that we're going to see. Possibly a support, possibly resistance coming in like that. This probably will be looking like some sort of rising wedge. In my opinion, could be wrong. So I think what we're likely to see in the next few hours or so is a continuation, maybe to creep sideways a bit, and then another push back up towards levels at 1260 to 1280. But go away, do your own research. Guys, if you're only in these markets looking to accumulate crypto, Ethereum, Bitcoin right now, you've got good opportunities to be buying right now, in my opinion, because it's still very low. I've just showed you that chart from Crypto Rover that does suggest we are still in good accumulation levels. If you're trying to get like Ethereum for $1,000 and you're only going to buy like one Ethereum or whatever it is, I understand if you're buying billions of dollars worth of Ethereum right now, then you're probably not watching my videos. But if you are buying like, I don't know, 1 Ethereum to 10 Ethereum, really, guys, the difference of, what you might be able to get is maybe an extra 10%, maybe an extra 20% at an absolute squeeze, which, on $1,000 is what, like $100, $200. I get it. But if you're looking at this like you should be looking at this, which is longer term, 1 year to 2 years, then you're not going to care whether you bought it for $1,000 or $1,100, because in my opinion, we're going to be looking at like a $7,000 or $8,000 Ethereum, which is not going to make a huge amount of difference. If you're trying to squeeze and feed and get the bottom, guys, you're probably going to miss it, because no one really can ever call a bottom of anything and consistently do it over and over again. But what I'm showing you right now with the US dollar weakening towards the downside, this is the US dollar JPY showing the US dollar falling, breaking into an area. I anticipate a further push. If we look at US dollar, Canadian dollar, currently back up retesting a sell zone. I feel it's going to continue. If you look at the GBP USD, GBP within the first pair, we're now seeing GBP pushing higher because it's the first pair. Yeah, so we're looking very strong against the dollar. The US dollar not looking like it used to, which is very good for crypto holders. Obviously, go into your own research. Nothing I said is financial advice. If you're trading or you want to be able to trade a little bit while the volume is still super low in the market, then you can make the most of leverage trading. I get it, leverage trading is risky, so don't do it if you're new to the game. But one really great thing you can do is going to copy trading, and then you can copy other people who are already successful traders. You can go down below and you can find people who have been successfully winning their trades over a longer period of time. Some people making 100%, some people making like 60 or 90% in like a month or so. You can go through, find these traders, and then you can follow them without having to do any of your own research. Now, obviously, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to win, so don't use any more money than you can afford to lose. If you want to trade futures, there's futures. There's also, if you want to do futures, there's futures. There's also simulated trading where you can go and practice with absolutely no money. Make sure you get into my Telegram group as well. I'm teaching people to do leverage trading, as well as talking about spot trading and just general crypto chit chat, guys. There will be various giveaways happening in there. And by coming to Fairdesk, guys, you will get up to a $600 bonus, as well as various other trading bonuses. And by being a part of my community, you'll continue to benefit from trading with Fairdesk, because by partnering up with them, I'm going to do my best to bring you their very best deals and offers and try to get as much as we can from them, guys, in order to make our trading journey as profitable as possible. Guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure you smash the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe to be kept up to date with all of the latest happening. Thanks, guys. I will see you in the next one.